name is Anthony Doyle. I work with Parsons Corporation at the Royal Commission City in Jazan. I've always had a deep interest in the environment. When growing up in the west of Ireland, I came from a very rural area, a very unspoiled area you might say. We didn't have a lot of industrial development, so I was really immersed in nature all around me, wildlife. I felt a duty, I guess, to keep it that way as much as possible. And for that reason, I studied environmental science at the Atlantic Technological Institute in Sligo, and I developed my career further by doing a master's degree in environmental management. And I developed my career initially in Ireland. I got a lot of experience on different projects at different levels, and I came to a point later in my career where I wanted to expand that and work on bigger projects, and even in different parts of the world. So I got a fantastic opportunity to work in Australia. And there I worked on some of the largest oil and gas projects in the world at the time. And I broadened my knowledge greatly. And I gained a lot of experience then that I felt I could bring to another level. So I had a fantastic opportunity to work in Saudi Arabia on a really large project, a mega project. And this project would bring me to a new level in terms of the size of the project, the environmental issues. The project I worked on was a fantastic introduction to me for Saudi Arabia. I was really enjoying my time in Saudi Arabia, and I was looking for better opportunities, and a fantastic opportunity arose with the Parsons Corporation. Parsons Corporation to me was a very attractive option as an employer, because Parsons Corporation had been in Saudi Arabia for decades. They've been helping Saudi Arabia for many, many years to develop their infrastructure, their airports, their roads, and more recently, the industry cities, which started in the 1970s with Yanbu. And Parsons were effectively the partner of choice and the collaborative partner and the successful partner for the Royal Commission. For Parsons, the Jazan city and developing it as an industry city was not just a continuation of the work that Parsons had done successfully with the Royal Commission in Yanbu, because Jazan is uniquely located within Saudi Arabia. It's in an unspoiled area with a beautiful environment, with a rich tradition of agriculture, food growing, fishing, and reliance, you could say, on nature and all the bounties, as it were, of nature. So there had to be a different approach. And actually I saw my role within that Parsons project as one of the key parts of the delivery of the city. Because it wasn't just about bringing in industry. It was about bringing in industry that was friendly towards the environment, that could be sustainable, and that could bring in new technologies for how we produce energy, new technologies that reduce waste, all of these things. One of the very successful things that we did, and which enabled us to connect very well with the community, the beach cleanups that we organised in Jazan, for me, were, although a very simple thing, they were very powerful and effective and helped us connect with many things. They helped us connect on the environmental side to show the community that we are serious about protecting the Jazan environment. For example, on one of our cleanups, we removed around 500 kilograms of waste, which is a huge amount and shows you the number of people involved and the amount of effort. The community connection also was amazing for us. On one of our cleanups, we had people from Jazan University join us, we had people from local dive companies and other small local community companies. So we also had a fantastic opportunity with the Royal Commission during the Jazan Mangrove Festival. And this was organised by the National Centre for Vegetation. And the National Centre had invited all the key stakeholders involved in the environment within Jazan to come to the festival. So we set up a joint stand with the Royal Commission, and we were in a public exhibition area, and we brought along some mangrove plants, and we were amazed at the interest that people had in the plants, in what they did, and they took them home with them, and especially the children. As Parsons again, we had now 2 major festivals that we were involved in, the Jasan Winter Festival and the Mangrove Festival. And we learned a lot from that. We learned from the community. We could connect with them, we could get their feedback on what they wanted. And we took that information back to the city and back to the industrial city that we were developing. And we understood then, and not only mangroves and air quality and water quality, but also things like renewable energy. We're now working with the Royal Commission, and I brought experts in my team in sustainability and renewable energy, and we're working with all of the Royal Commission planners and developers to give them options in terms of providing renewable energy and clean electricity for the city. So for me as an environmental professional, I reflect on my career generally and in my time in Saudi Arabia. In my career I have around 30 years experience, so I've seen a lot, alhamdulillah, around the world, in Europe, in Australia and here in the Middle East, and I've been privileged to work on some of the biggest projects in the world. And for me to come to Saudi Arabia then with all of that experience, I've been really impressed with such an appetite in this country and such a willingness to take all of the experience from the rest of the world, and not only to implement it here in Saudi Arabia, but to do it in a better way, and a better way that benefits Saudi in Saudi's own unique environment and in a unique way for Saudi Arabia. I would say for me on a personal level, coming here to Saudi Arabia and being here 9 years now, I feel like this is my adopted home place. I feel like I have a connection here. I feel my culture and my country have a lot of things in common with Saudi Arabia, especially the people. I really feel a part of that. And I feel for the rest of my life, if I ever come back here, it's like my second home place. It's my adopted home place, really.